What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You'll return to subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, some more news has come out about that jailbreak that happened in New Orleans, Louisiana. Shout out New Orleans. That occurred early yesterday morning, in which 9 inmates escaped. And, 10 inmates. One of them was captured shortly after. And now news has come out that 2 more has been captured, bringing the total to 3. They're offering rewards for these people that have escaped from jail. And I'm going to show you what they're talking about so far. Now, before we get into this, there are 2 factors that they're talking about, 2 things with this. First thing is, was it an inside job? And I'm going to ask you guys that in the comment section. I really want to hear from you, the viewer. Do you think it was an inside job? I'm up in the air about that, but I will say this. In jails, county jails, city jails, inmates, even though you have guards that are there to watch inmates, it's still a 9 to 5. And a lot of times police, whether they have faulty locks or whatever, which they're blaming this on and stuff like that, it's still a job. A lot of times it's a job people don't want to do. And in any job, people get lackadaisical and they don't take things seriously. Now, you have runners on the block, which are people that stay out at night and clean up the area. That's why you see a lot of these people, because a lot of people are like, hey, why was these inmates out? Sometimes 2 or 3 inmates are let out at night to clean up, take out trash and do stuff. They're still confined, but they get to hang out. That's part of the privilege of their job. And a lot of times when you have them out there, you got cops on the midnight shift doing their own thing on their phones, not in there because they think the inmates are asleep or locked up. Oh, they ain't got nowhere to go, this and that. And things like this can and will happen. And you're seeing it. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Why did it take so long for them to give out the public service announcement or safety announcement to people that you got escaped felons out in the street? Now, that's the big thing I got a problem with. It seemed like they were so unexpected of this and didn't have no protocol in place to where when they came out and talked, and you'll see the timeline, which is crazy to me, before they warned normal citizens that these guys, now they haven't even broke down all of these guys or what they did, but it's saying most of them had they're in there for violence, and one of them got just convicted to get shipped upstate or downstate or whatever they call it out there in Louisiana for 2nd-degree murder. And he's out on the run. Some of these dudes got distinct features, tattoos on the face. Why would you even try to run? But then again, that's neither here nor there. Let me show you what they're talking about, and this will bring you up to speed. This right here is a mess. Look.
Multiple inmates are still on the run nearly 24 hours after escaping from the Orleans Parish Jail. It's a story we've been following for most of the day. The FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for information.
And we just learned that another of these escapees was now caught in New Orleans East. So tonight the search continues for 7 men, that is opposed to the 9 that we were looking for. Each are facing violent charges, and one even recently found guilty of 2nd-degree murder. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Devin Bartolotta. Sheriff Susan Hudson says faulty door locks played a key role in this escape, but she's not ruling out that the inmates may have had help inside. And we've learned that 3 employees were suspended today pending the investigation.
Well, right now we have a crew at NOPD headquarters. This is where Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick is set to speak any minute now. We do plan to bring you that live when she does.
But first, concerns are also being raised about how long it took before the public knew what was happening. Eleanor Tabone details a timeline of events.
At 12:22 in the morning, inmates were seen jarring one of the sliding doors open. At 12:43 a.m, the inmates entered that cell. At 1 a.m, they were seen exiting the OPSO facility using an adjacent loading dock door. They then went down a road behind the OPSO building. At 1:19 a.m, they were seen scaling the fence along I-10.
Between our building and the currently under construction phase 3, using blankets to avoid being cut by the barbed wire. Those individuals subsequently ran across the westbound and eastbound lanes of I-10 and then entered the neighborhood.
The sheriff's office says investigators found the inmates' clothes in the neighbourhood. 10 inmates escaped from their cell through a hole in the wall behind the toilet. Before and after pictures show what the cell looked like prior to the escape and what it looked like after.
There are clean cuts here, and the plumbing had been removed. All of this is on the outside of the cell, behind, in the pipe chase. This is how it looks initially. As you can see, we have bolts that hold those fixtures in place. These are, again, on the back side into the pipe chase. All of this has been removed, and these have been clean cut.
It wasn't until 7.5 hours later, at 8:30 a.m, at the jail's head count, staff noticed several inmates were missing. The sheriff's office says that's when they started searching. At 9 a.m, Sheriff Susan Hudson says she was notified. And at 9:30 a.m, they told the Marshals Task Force. At 10:30 a.m, New Orleans Police Chief Ann Kirkpatrick says her department learned about the escape. Then, just after 11 a.m, the sheriff held a press conference. Around 11:30 a.m, Kendall Miles was caught. He was found hiding under a car at the Hotel Monteleone parking garage. He was taken back into custody by Louisiana State Police and rebooked for simple escape. It wasn't until 1 p.m. that mug shots of the escapees were sent out. Finally, just after 2:30, a push alert was sent out by Nola Reddy, 3 hours after WWL Louisiana broke the news, and a full 14 hours after the escape. Also around 2:30 p.m, the sheriff held another press conference telling us Keith Lewis was mistakenly listed among the escapees when he was actually still in jail. Then at 5:30 p.m, the sheriff held another press conference. Just after 7:30 p.m, Robert Moody was captured and returned back to OPSO custody. Anyone with any information is urged to call Crime Stoppers. The agency and the FBI are offering cash rewards for apprehensions. Eleanor Tabone, WWL, Louisiana.
We need your help to make Louisiana safe. We recognize that some of these individuals may have left the city and moved out into other parishes and possibly left Louisiana. And that's why we have our federal partners here with us who have leveraged all of their resources to keep not only New Orleans safe, but all Louisiana. So just again, with regard to our role, yes, we will take custody of those prisoners and we'll make arrangements to ensure that they are properly booked and relocated to one of the 8 state prisons in Louisiana. Thank you.
FBI.
Thank you, Chief. Colonel Hodges, good evening. The FBI remains committed to assisting our state, local, and federal partners in recapturing the remaining 7 inmates who escaped. To do this, we need your help. We appreciate all the tips we've received so far. We have agents and analysts working 24/7 to receive more tips. So please, call and help us accomplish this task. It's going to take everybody doing their part to recapture the remaining inmates. If you have any information, and it doesn't matter what time of day, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or you can submit your tip online by going to fbi.gov/New Orleans Fugitives, or contact our Crime Stoppers partners. Thank you very much.
Darlene.
Well, first I want to thank y'all who called in or sent in tips online or through our app. And we saw success from that. We have 1 apprehension because of your tips. And we're just going to, again, encourage you to see the team behind us. All information is being vetted, federal, state, local. That's an incredible network that you should feel so strong about, knowing that public safety is the key here. And taking your information, you're part of that team. So again, with Crime Stoppers, you're going to be anonymous. You know that. You know the number, 822-1111. We have a $2,000 cash reward for each escapee's arrest. The FBI has another $5,000. Make the call, send the tip, don't delay. Thank you.